Welcome to the Ironworth Trading Show. This is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Nothing in my live stream tonight will be financial advice. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm gonna let a few people come on in. I don't know how y'all did over the weekend, but we already on Tuesday. We got Hump Day coming tomorrow. But tonight I want to break everything down in the simplest, clearest way possible so you understand exactly what the fuck is happening in the market and why it matters and what you should be doing right now. But remember, this is not financial advice. Now, it's a lot of noise out there. It's a lot of fear, a lot of talk, a lot of people chasing drama and shit instead of following logic. But I'm going to make this make sense for you. All right, you're going to walk away tonight smarter. You're going to be more prepared than 90% of the traders out there. So let's start with the big shit that woke up Wall Street this week. Now, the dude named Oppenheimer, I don't know if y'all know what he looked like. Matter of fact, give me a few minutes. I'm going to show y'all what Oppenheimer looked like. What up, Natish? Show y'all what Oppenheimer looked like. What up, Natish? Go look for no Oppenheimer. Check it out. Anyways, Oppenheimer said basically that the S&P 500 could reach 800 or 81 points by 2026, right? It's not a small number. We know that. That's an 18% climb from where we at right now. And he didn't say maybe. They didn't say maybe. They said, they didn't say possibly. They said this is their target. So when a firm like Oppenheimer step out and go ahead and say, and we're going to make sure that they stepped out and they went further than everybody else that said what SPY was going to do. They telling you something about how confident big money is feeling underneath the surface. You feel me? All right. So let's make this simple. First of all, let's see where it's at right now. Let's see where it's at right now. 1 second. There we go. So we creeping up on 700 or 7,000 for the S&P 500. For those that don't know what the S&P 500 is, this is an ETF. An ETF means exchange traded fund. This is a basket of stocks. This particular basket tracks the 500 best performing companies in the United States. All right. So, like I said, Oppenheimer think that this shit is finna go up within the next 2 years. So they believe the U.S. economy is stronger than people, right? Then it's stronger than people think. So the corporate earners is gonna keep beating expectations. They think the next year earnings growth gonna hit 12%. That means more revenue, more profit, right? We're gonna see a lot of guidance upgrades, and it's gonna be a lot more room for stocks to grow. But I want y'all to pay attention that the number, that's not what matters. Him saying 800 or 8,000, that's not what matters. We want to pay attention to the confidence behind the number. All right, they a little bit too confident. Wall Street, usually they conservative motherfuckers. For them to be this confident, something wrong, right? They don't like being loud, right? Or extreme unless they see something they think regular people don't see yet. And right now what they see is a lot of resilience. They see a lot of resilience. They see the United States consumers still spending. Y'all still spending money like y'all not broke as hell. All right. People are investing money into AI that they don't even got. Unemployment still low. They see inflation cooling without, basically, to make a long story short, shit looking good right now. They see a technology sector that ain't slowing down. And a lot of industries adapting fast as hell, like faster than normal. But this is what the average retail trader gonna do. They're gonna look at this forecast and think the market is supposed to explode tomorrow, right? They're gonna think this shit supposed to explode. Are chasing green candles, right? Let me share the live out to a few more people. Y'all, while I'm yapping, I need y'all tapping. What's happening? What's happening? Let me share the live out to a few more people. 1 second. Yeah, y'all gonna start, the new traders, the new people, the newbies, they gonna start chasing green candles and shit. They gonna start loading up at the top, buying the top, right? Jumping in just because they think they missing the next rally up and shit, but that's the mistake. That's what I don't want my Ironworth traders to do. All right, I want y'all to pay attention. When the market has a long ass runway, the smart money ain't gonna chase it. The smart money will accumulate What is the smart money? That we the smart money, but we really not. But y'all know what I'm talking about though. I'm talking about the people that do what the fuck they supposed to do with their money, the big money. All right, I'm gonna just say big money. I just want y'all to be ready. I want y'all to buy the dip. Because that's what they do. They pick their spots. They let the red days do the heavy lifting. So if this is right, according to their calculations, if this is right, then all the pullbacks are opportunities. Don't fucking panic. But you're going to need discipline, patience, and a system. You don't need to be emotional. Because I know that's what a lot of y'all do. But that's something we're going to talk about. Because too many people trade vibes and how the fuck they feeling instead of the strategy. All right, so we're going to pretty much talk about what do I got for y'all? Trump. I know y'all don't like when I talk about dude. A lot of people don't. You feel me? But y'all loving the way this market moving. This ain't no bear market. This ain't no bull market. They calling this shit a kangaroo market. Yo, Adrian, what's happening? Yeah, they calling this shit a kangaroo market. The way it's going up and down. Adrian, we gonna get wealthy off the video. We are going to get wealthy off NVIDIA. You know why? Because we own shares of NVIDIA. So everybody that's caught up on trading it though, they missing the big pictures. But I got off subject. Adrian, every time I see you, I think in NVIDIA like you work there or something. Ain't that crazy? Nah, for real. Kangaroo market, no doubt. But yeah, Trump announcing that he gonna issue a single rule executive order on artificial intelligence. I said it. I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back. He is announcing that he is going to issue a single rule executive order on artificial intelligence. Dude said something very simple, but it's important. He said the United States want to lead in AI. This brings me back to when they wanted to be the first ones on the fucking moon, right? We can't have 50 different rule books across 50 states. Companies shouldn't have to run around trying to get approval state by state just to fucking operate. He want one unified federal rule book for AI. And I'm going to break that down to y'all so y'all understand why this matters to us. Right now, technology companies have to navigate a messy ass regulatory system. They got to ask for permission to do this and that. California might say one thing, Texas might say another. New York might want different safety standards. That slows shit down for the companies. That make them have to pay more. What up, twin? They make them have to pay more. And it basically create a lot of uncertainty, a confusion, right? It make it harder for the companies that's just getting started up to compete with the ones that's already going. And if Trump move everything to one rule book, that means AI companies gonna get faster approvals. Y'all see where I'm going? Cheaper compliance. All right, they're gonna have better guidelines, and that, my friends, is long-term bullish information, right? So when the rules are consistent and the companies can scale and grow, they can innovate faster, they can hire faster, they can build faster. But this is not just about big names like NVIDIA, Adrian. No, for real, this ain't about just NVIDIA. I'm talking about Microsoft, Google, who else? Throw them out there now. I know y'all with me. Put a W in the chat if you're paying attention. Y'all know how I get down. While I'm yapping, I need y'all tapping. Hi, I see some W's. Yeah, this ain't just about NVIDIA. We got Microsoft, Google, Amazon, AMD, a lot of other companies. This affects every future tool, every future AI tool. Robotics, okay? Robotics companies, chip manufacturers, data center builders. Do y'all hear me? This shit gonna affect everybody. Apple need to get their AI shit together, Francisco. Apple needs to get their AI shit together. They need to invest a lot more into AI for them to be able to compete. I'm glitching because I go in, I get these slides, and then by the time I'm talking in the middle of me getting the slides, that's what you hearing. My bad. But yeah, Apple need to get their shit together. They need to invest a lot more in AI. They need to invest a lot more in AI for them to be able to compete, because right now they getting blown the fuck out the water. But yeah, like I said, it's not just about those big companies. This is going to affect every single future robotic company, data center builders. Okay. This is about the infrastructure of the next decade, the next 5, 10 years, 15 years. Once again, we see in the United States create an environment where innovation can accelerate instead of being blocked by bullshit ass rules. The last time, oh man, I'm skipping again, huh? My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. Put an L in the chat if you can't hear me. My bad, y'all. I apologize. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm in the middle of the country. That's why. Like I was saying though, we got to think about this for a second. The last time we was in a moment like this, and y'all hear me talk about it quite often, was, and I wasn't born. I wasn't born during this time for me to be even speaking on it. But at one point in time in America or across the world, everybody rode horses. We rode horses. I'm not going to talk about advanced species and shit. I'm talking about we rode horses, and we went from that to the automotive system, right? Everybody riding cars and shit, driving cars. I mean, right after that, can you imagine going from horses to cars or trucks and what it was like then? Or, I'm just throwing this out there because that's where we at now with this AI boom, and it's really AI boom versus AI bubble. But you can miss me with that bubble shit. I think everybody can miss me with that bubble talk. Right? Do y'all think AI is in a bubble, or do y'all think we in a boom right now? What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat real quick. Do you think AI is in a bubble, or do you think AI is going to boom? I can't believe we talking about artificial intelligence as much as we are. Right? I thought this was going to be a small piece of everything that we would talk about in the future, honestly. I think we paying a little bit too much attention to AI. What about everything else? But yes, it is in the boom, but it's a lot of shit they need to pay attention to. But I think they're gonna use AI to pay attention to everything else. But yeah, y'all, I think we in a boom as well. I don't think that we are. I actually think that it's gonna do more than what we think. It's gonna beat our expectations. Especially if Trump move everything to one rule book. All right. But hold on now. There's more. Hold on. There's more. Hold on. But wait, there's more. While all, hold on. There we go. Shango, I say, while all this shit going on, right? While all that happening, we also got one of the most dramatic ass entertainment battles unfolding right in front of us. Right in front of us. Netflix, all right? Everybody know about Netflix, right? They supposed to be the king around here. This is the king of streaming, supposedly. All right, they thought it had a clean deal to buy Warner Brothers for $82.7 billion. Shango, Netflix tried to buy Warner Brothers for $82.7 billion. That would have gave Netflix control over HBO. They would have had HBO whole catalog. Did they get it? Can anybody in the chat confirm if they ended up getting it or not? They would have got DC, the whole DC catalog. Isn't one of Trump behind one of the deals? Yeah, Francisco, he stepped in front of the deal, actually. I wouldn't even say behind the deal. He stepped in front of the deal. So behind the deal means he's backing it. In front of it meaning like this dude kind of like cop blocked it. You know what I'm talking about? So that would have gave Netflix control over HBO, DC, everything HBO got, like they whole film catalog, the TV studios. And I think Trump beefing with Paramount. I think he beefing with Paramount like after that South Park episode came out. Who saw that South Park episode this year? I think that's like the highlight of this year when it comes to memes and funny shit. Like it wasn't even funny, but it was like, damn, bro, y'all really just talked about him like a dog. That in the Diddy documentary, like, yo, this is a time to be alive. Yeah, go check it out, Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out. But yeah, anyways, Trump stepped in front of it and he raised a bunch of antitrust concerns. And I think Netflix just got a lot of money together to get ready to pay that shit out to the people that's dealing with the antitrust concerns or whatnot. But Netflix was becoming too big, they say. Now, they right. I watched Netflix go from like $100 some a share to $1,300 a share this year. And then they had to do they did the split. And, so now we looking at an $80, $90, $100 Netflix. But if this shit was, if they had got through with that, that would have just shot it back up to $1,000. I mean, eventually, shit, it would make them super valuable. So Trump stepped in front of this shit, like, I gotta have something to say about this shit. And Paramount, like you said, Adrian, they got deep connections. They got a lot of resources. All right, a lot of political leverage. They decided to jump in, and so it became a hostile takeover bid at this point. Hostile. They went directly to shareholders. They went right past Warner's board. All right. They said, fuck your whole board. They offered $30 a share to the Ooh, they offered $30 a share, valuing Warner at over $108 billion. That's $18 billion more than what Netflix was offering. Okay. It's big money, y'all. This is big money. All right, I'm gonna say this in plain English. Paramount basically said, move the fuck out the way, Netflix. They said, move, bitch. Get out the way. And if you're doing the speed limit, get the fuck out of my way. And Paramount said, you about to get ran the fuck over. Move, bitch. I'm just playing. Paramount said, get out the way, Netflix. We want it more. We paying more. And we think we can get this shit approved faster than you can. Right? Right? Y'all know, y'all paid attention to this shit. This shit was like a TV show watching this shit unfold. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I get a little worked up over all the businesses and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah. I mean, why? Because it's money talk. It's making me money, or it's gonna be a matter of me making money or me losing money in my Mr. Krabs voice. You hear me? Since they got all this SpongeBob shit, everybody send a SpongeBob gift if you hear what I'm saying. You hear me? It's 1 penny. All this shit. Yeah. That's why I care. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it. The stocks reacted to this shit instantly. Instantly, the stocks reacted to it. Who made some money off of it? Everybody put a W in the chat if you made money off this shit. Just off this wave, right? Right? Or did you lose money? Because Warner went up. Paramount jumped more than 9%. And guess what happened to Netflix? Can anybody tell me what happened to Netflix when all this shit transpired? Netflix fell. It fell. Can anybody tell me why? I'll wait. Tell me in the comment section. Why do you think Netflix fell over Paramount saying, move the fuck out the way, Netflix. We want it. We want it more than y'all do. We're going to pay more than y'all paying. And we can get this shit approved faster. Y'all on bullshit. Paramount went up. Warner went up. Netflix went down, because this is big money chess. This is not bullshit. This ain't checkers. On my mama said, what's funny was Discovery spun off WDB like a year ago. Tell me this shit wasn't playing. But guess what? Guess what, on my mama? I ain't see it coming. I ain't see it coming, but I know y'all been hearing me talk shit about Netflix for a while, because we watched it go from $100 to $1,300. I mean, I got out early, like $400, $500, and thought I was doing something, only for this shit to go up to $1,300, and I ain't get back in. Because I mean, think about it. You buy stock at $180, it shoot up to $400. I mean, yeah, you supposed to be in this shit for the long run. At that moment, I became a long-term investor, right? From realizing like, yo, this stock is one of the ones I really shouldn't have got rid of. Okay. And, that's just a lesson learned. Stop looking at these stocks that cost under $200 that valuable as fuck, like it's too expensive. That's the lesson I learned too. Like Nvidia right now under $200. Okay. Pay attention. Wake the fuck up. All right. Wake up. But anyways, I wanted to make sure that we pay attention to why this matters to us. This is about control, dominance. This whole little thing that they've been going through, it's about streaming power. But for traders, all right, for y'all, this ain't about who wins. It's about who understands the opportunity. This type of merger they battling for this merger is going to create a lot of volatility. Whoever come out on top, volatility is going to create a wonderful ass setup for you and me. All right. These companies will move sharply on every single fucking headline that come out about this shit. And if you understand how to track premium, tracking the volume, unusual option flow, you can take advantage of them waves. You got to stay calm though. You got to stay systematic. You can't trade emotionally in a news heavy environment like this. On my mama said Nvidia is going to are those die emojis soon enough? On my mama? Blasphemy. Blasphemy. Well, your mama, not on my mama. I ain't saying that in the video. I don't even know what you saying. I don't even know. I don't even know what you mean by the skeleton emojis. I ain't even gonna say that out loud. Like Lord, like how they was treating Lord Voldemort name in Harry Potter. Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying, Francisco. I agree with you. Crash happening in 2028. All right. Yes, sir. China said NVIDIA. Well, yeah, so the United States approved NVIDIA's new chip, and then China turned around and said, we don't get no fuck about what y'all talking about, right? We not approving it. But that's a whole nother story. That is a whole nother story. Y'all just got to stay calm and pay attention to these type of environments. So systematic learning, that's really what I want to talk about. All right, people ask me all the fucking time, is systematic learning really necessary? Yeah. It's not only, my answer is not only just yes, it's absolutely necessary. But what killed a lot of new traders is that random shit, randomness. The randomness. Y'all chasing anything that's hot, anything they want, anything they talking about, y'all jumping on the bandwagon. Right? You're jumping on the bandwagon. Hold on. We let some more people come on in. Yeah, it's important, Shango. Yeah, it's important. So yeah, they chase new shit. They want to jump into plays they don't understand and shit. They want to follow alerts and they want to get call outs and signals from people without context. They trade based on feelings. They don't got no structure. And when you trade that way, the market gonna humble your little ass fast. All right. And systematic learning will keep you grounded. It's gonna help you avoid survivorship bias, right? Because every time you get into a trade, your body can't tell the difference between you fighting for your life or not. Fight for my fucking life. Yeah, man. This shit, systematic learning is going to help you escape the anchoring effect. That's when you lock onto a price and start making irrational decisions, all right? It's going to help you avoid revenge trading, over trading. If y'all do any of it, y'all need to pay attention. You don't want to be a panicker and you don't want to get greedy or blow up your account. I say it all the time. I've seen people literally hold their breath during the trade. But let me make this real for you. Stock investing uses multiple dimensions of knowledge. If y'all didn't know it or not, we pay attention to the macroeconomic side of things. We want to see the bigger picture, the bigger money picture. We pay attention to industry cycles, corporate earnings. We want to see how much the company making, how much we want to see they fucking balance sheet. We using technical indicators. We want to pay attention to the overall market sentiment. What is everybody thinking at one time collectively, right? Price action, risk management, all this shit you got to pay attention to. And if you learn randomly or worse, emotionally, you're going to create a lot of holes in your foundation. And the biggest hole of all will be in your pocket or your purse, your pocketbook, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to lose a lot of fucking money. You might not understand candlesticks, right? Matter of fact, you may understand the candlesticks, but you ignore the fundamentals. You may know the indicators, but you don't understand why they work. You may know chart patterns, but you don't understand earnings season behavior. Bro, everyone wants to do shit the easy way and then cry when they become the sucker in the end. That's true. The easy way is actually the harder route. The hard route is the easy way. The hard route is the route to an easy lifestyle. Right? Financially free. Financially free. That's what you want. That's what everybody want, right? That's what we all want. Y'all might know what a breakout look like, but you might not understand what created the breakout. Systematic learning happened in 3 stages. The first stage is you're going to build your foundation. That's where you're going to learn terminology. You're going to learn the base indicators like the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, right? You're going to learn the RSI, the relative strength index. You're going to learn KDJ fundamentals, revenue growth, EPS, margins. You're going to learn about cash flow. You're going to learn about a lot of shit. CPI, I talk about it all. Just follow me. Hit the follow button. I go over all of these things, right? But I want you to pay attention because we don't, as traders, we don't skip the foundation. If you do, you're trading blind. You don't even know what the fuck going on. You don't even know what you're reacting to. You just pressing buttons, click, click, click. You may pray. You probably trading price action. You just get into a trade and then you look at the price and that determines whether you're getting in or out. That determines whether you're getting out. But yeah, ultimately, you don't understand the forces behind the candles or what you're staring at, and you lack foundation. Every trade gonna feel random. Every trade gonna feel random. If you moving like this, you're not studying, you don't have no systematic learning. You're not learning in a system. Every move gonna feel personal. Every loss will feel like total fatality. And then you're gonna get frustrated. And then you're gonna get scared to trade. And that shit gonna grow. All right. Remember, the first stage is building your foundation. The second stage is building your practical framework. What do I mean by that? This is where you want to start to understand cycles. Who can tell me the market cycles? What's happening, Rock? Y'all got to understand the cycles. You want to start to track economic data on purpose. You want to understand how CPI is going to affect technology versus financials. You want to understand how rate hikes affect the growth stocks. You want to learn how to structure your entries and exits and how much to put on a trade and where to put the stop loss. You got to build a system that's going to fit you. And man, you got to be able to manage risk in a way that's going to keep you in the game long enough to grow, long enough to see your efforts compounded. That's what a wise lady once told me. Cedric, you need to stay with this long enough to see your efforts compounded. I'm so glad I used to watch Reading Rainbow, looking at Butterfly in the Sky, looking at I can fly twice as high, looking at Just take a look. It's in a book. I used to read, and y'all act like reading is hard to do. So when you come in my Discord community and you don't want to read shit because you a picture book reading that person, I can't help you. Don't even come in there. I can't help you. Listen, sometimes you gotta read. Reading, no, for real, Uncle George, son, I'm serious. But I'm gonna get off that topic because I go into a rant. You know how I am about reading. But yeah, you want to start to pay attention to all this stuff, y'all. You're gonna build a system that's gonna fit you. And without a framework, you might win here and there, but you're never gonna grow. You're gonna bounce around from strategy to strategy. We're gonna call you a stock market 304, right? You're gonna bounce from strategy to strategy. You ain't sticking to shit long enough to improve. They used to call me Longevity Said. Who is they? It's one nigga used to call me that. For real, you can't bounce around from strategy to strategy thinking this shit gonna work, and you ain't sticking with nothing. Matter of fact, you working on everything, but you ain't letting nothing work on you. And the third stage is the upgrade stage. This stage where you gonna mature, your mind gonna mature, right? This the stage where you start seeing the market for what it is. My shit cutting in and out because all these notifications. Hold on, let me put my shit on do not disturb. Disturb is one of the most beautiful, man, it's one of the most profound discoveries of the modern age. Do not disturb, boy. Hey, that's my best friend sometimes, right? But it could also be your worst enemy if you forget to turn the shit back on. Goodness gracious, or take it off, You forgot. How many of y'all put your shit on do not disturb and just to forget to take it off? You got 100 fucking missed calls. All right, upgrade stage. So this is where you're going to start to see the market for what it is. You're going to recognize patterns. You're going to understand what I've been trying to tell y'all for a long I've been telling y'all about probability. Probability beats predictability, right? You are going to fucking lose in this market. But if you control your losses by making sure that you get out the trade at the small amount every time, probability shows you're going to make more money than what you fucking losing, even if you lose more trades, okay, than what you won. This is risk to reward ratio. This is the third stage where you start to understand this type of shit. You're going to start ignoring the noise. You're going to stop chasing. We don't chase nothing no fucking ways, because if you're chasing something, it's running from you. You're going to stop reacting. You start to anticipate. You will develop your own logic for finding opportunities. Every now and then I throw some shit in the middle of it. Today in the Discord, I told them about me buying MP. Okay, MP is at $60 right now, and I got MP. My first price target is $70. It'll go to 70, but I want you to know that MP shot up to like $100 now, from 60 to 100. The last time it was a little quick rare earth, boom, right? Little quick little spike in momentum. I just threw that in the middle of the conversation, but I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people be like, wait. Okay, y'all ain't hear me? I'm gonna say it again. MP, the stock, MP. Didi, what's happening? Didi, what's happening? Put in MP and then look at how much it costs. It's like $60 right now. I think it went down a little bit, but it'll go to 70. This is not financial advice. But when it do, don't say I didn't tell you. And when I tell you a mouse can pull a house, okay? God damn it, if I say a duck can pull a truck, then hook it up. Now, there are two misconceptions that a lot of traders fall into. What's happening, Didi? So one of the misconceptions they fall into is over theoretical learning. What is over theoretical learning, coach? Some people read 10 books. Remember, I was just talking shit about the people that don't read no books? Now I'm talking shit about the people that read 10 books, but can't place one good trade. I'm on your ass, right? You done bought all these trader books. You got the Trader Bible, right? But you have analysis paralysis, right? You done read all this shit, but you ain't doing nothing with it. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. These motherfuckers know that every definition, but have no practical application of it. Then they wonder why they not improving. And the market does not reward people for just doing the shit, right? You got to do it right, but it does reward doers. It don't reward people that's just learning, though. The second misconception is when you have information overload. Some people just watch too many motherfucking YouTube videos. You in too many Discords. You got too many mentors. You're consuming too much information and you confusing yourself. And you following every time the news drops something, you got a lot of indicators instead of picking the ones that matter. And then what happened? You freeze. You hesitate. You start to doubt yourself. Too much information. Analysis paralysis. Systematic learning isn't about learning everything, y'all. It's about learning the right things in the right order. How did I learn this shit? Listen, there's an invisible force guiding me and directing me. And it gives me a curriculum. When I don't got shit to do, it gives me something to do. I'm never bored, right? So whenever call myself bored and I'm ready to learn something, and I always know what I need to learn because I know what areas I'm weak at when I'm teaching. And if I don't know something, that's what I need to learn. There's always something to learn. All right, there's always something to learn. So we went over Oppenheimer saying that S&P was going to go to 800. We talked about Trump's AI rule book coming out. We talked about the streaming war. We talked about a lot of shit already. The traders who win are the ones who paid attention, who think systematically, not emotionally, the ones who build discipline, who study the game, stay patient, stay calm, stay consistent. I ain't talking to you quitters out there who lost $400-500 or you quit $2,000-3,000 and you quit. You missing your opportunity to make $20,000-30,000 because you bitching out at $2,000-3,000. Right? Learn, stick with this shit long enough to see your efforts compound. You're not revenge trading. You're not trying to make back what you lost. Fuck that money. You fucking thinking about what you just lost. You missing out on what you about to make. I'm gonna say it again. You think about what the fuck you lost. You about to miss out on what you about to make. You worried about the train you missed, and you about to miss the next one. The one then you about to miss the next one because you worried about the one you just missed. Yo, I better get your ass up there at the train station. Get your ass to that station, chief. You at your station. No, I'm serious though. But you don't hear me though. We don't gamble. We execute. We ironwork traders. We baby kids. We don't die. We multiply. We don't chase trends. We understand them. We don't panic on a red candle. We planned it on a red candle. You hear me? So we're going to talk about what smart traders use. How a smart trader use all this shit. When the market is bullish, long term, you don't chase strength. Y'all do me a favor and share the live stream out to y'all followers. All you got to do is hit the share button. You feel me? If you don't have it in your pocket to share to send me no gifts, please have it in your heart to share the live. Tap the screen for me. Y'all already doing that? Thank you. But share the live out to your story one time for me. Share it out to a few people in your inbox, in your friend list. Help me push the live out, y'all. Let's get it out. Let's get it out there to y'all algorithm real quick. But yeah, we gotta protect our mindset. We don't want to let fear drive us. We don't want to let greed tempt us. We don't want to let heat tempt us. We don't want to let impatience sabotage us. Everybody that's trading in the market had to hit a point where they realized that the market is not about predicting, it's about preparing. You gotta hit that point. It's about understanding reactions, earning reactions, micro and macro cycles. The bigger picture. When in doubt, zoom the fuck out. Technical behavior, really understanding all this shit and mainly staying consistent. Mastering your risk. What do I mean by mastering risk? I mean mastering how much you putting up. A lot of people be like, man, I want to buy that, but it's expensive. Guess what? You looking at it like it's expensive, like you buying a fucking couch or a pair of shoes, you're leveraging your money when you buying stock options or futures. It's a leverage situation. But when you are buying them outright, that's a whole nother story. Why are you looking at it like it's expensive? What is the return on the investment? How much you looking to make on this, on what you're risking? That is exactly why systematic learning is necessary, because once you understand the game, this shit gonna slow down, and what used to feel like an unpredictable situation to you is gonna become understandable. What used to look like chaotic, right? It used to be chaos to you, it's gonna be structured. And what used to scare the shit out you is gonna start to make sense. That's the moment when you're gonna start trading how you supposed to be. It's gonna stop being stressful, and you will be strategic. You will be very strategic. Put a W in the chat. I only got a few people in here with me, but it's all right though. We know we got the Fed meeting tomorrow. We got Jerome Powell. We got this FOMC meeting tomorrow. Right? What do y'all think? We're gonna get a rate cut? Huh? What y'all think we're gonna get tomorrow? Rate cuts or not? This the last Fed meeting of the year too now, by the way. This gonna set the tone. So if they not gonna cut the rates yet, I don't think we're gonna get no rate cut. And I think the market know that shit. The Feds know that this meeting is about guidance, y'all. I don't think it's about action. Yeah, we're not getting no cut. They're gonna release their dot plot. It's basically their little plot. It's basically their little prediction of where the rate's gonna be by the end of next year. And now, how many rate cuts do we expect to happen in 2025? Probably about 3 of them. If we get more than 3 cuts, we're gonna be bullish. If we get less than 3 cuts, it's gonna be bearish information. Y'all see how we already getting ready for next year? But dude, he gonna set the tone. He gonna set the tone more than the numbers is. Whatever this dude say can move the market more than any data. I want y'all to pay attention for him to say some shit like inflation is easing, or we're not confident yet, or we may need to keep the rate. The certain shit that he say. If he say shit like we need to keep the rates elevated, that's very bearish information. We're gonna see a dip, a big one. If they're not confident, we're gonna see a dip. If he say inflation is easing or cooling or some shit like that, that's bullish information. But nonetheless, we can expect volatility. The market normally move in 3 ways during this FOMC time. We're going to see volatility during the statement releases, like soon as they talking. We're going to see a fake out move and then the real direction after dude get through talking. That's usually how the fuck it go every time. More than likely, right? We wait for the third move. I don't really get too fucks. I don't really get too fucks about the first one or the second one. I'm waiting on the real direction after he get done talking. So I'm not doing shit till after he get done talking. You get what I'm saying? Technology right now is the most sensitive sector that's dealing with whatever he say, because higher rates is going to hurt the growth stocks that a lot of us are invested in. If he sounds dovish, technology will rip. If dovish, technology will rip. If he sound hawkish, technology will dip. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. And the Feds, all of it. Let me see what we got. What else we got? Well, look at just this whole journey that we done been through, right? For this whole year. Look at what happened to your money this year. Because the stock market can feel like a foreign language if you don't speak it. So I do my best to translate this shit to y'all. Understanding this year, you don't got to understand that the market, move in mood swings like a person. But I do want you to know that it got 2 moods, fear and greed. If you understand which mood is winning, you can make money. What up, JB? So we're going to start with fear. What happened mostly around April? Y'all see that big ass dip down to 49 or 490? SPY got down to 490 or 4,900. Making my want to cash in most of my growth stocks. Yeah. Moving. I don't know what you saying, Shango. It's a typo. You driving. But yeah, in April, do y'all remember why you saying me? Making me want to cash in most of my growth stocks. Yeah, nah, don't you dare do that. Don't you dare do that, Shango. Hell no, don't do that. I know you ain't gonna do it though. You just talking shit. But no, in April we heard a scary word to a lot of people called tariffs. Tariffs. Looking at y'all got scary as hell when y'all heard tariffs. It's just a fancy word for taxes. All right. My great granddaddy them started that tariff shit too, by the way. But it's just a fancy word for taxes that the government gonna put on things we buy from other countries. I want you to think of it like this. If you buy a toy from another country, I know a toy is such a childish fucking example, but I want these kitty-minded people to get this shit. If you buy a toy from another country and the government subtly say you gotta pay an extra $5 for that shit, that's a tariff. And the market got scared because if things cost more money, people buy less shit. And if people buy less shit, companies going to make less money. That type of fear caused a big-ass crash, which is when everyone panicked and did exactly what Shango said, which is they sold their stocks. It made them want to do it too. Not the Ironwork Traders though. I told they asked to buy more, and we ate. It was a championship play. It was a touchdown. We called the bottom. We called the bottom. No cap. I got receipts. But yeah, that kind of shit is everybody. That's like everybody running for the exit. Who seen the Diddy documentary? I don't want to talk about P Diddy, but I'm just saying, I didn't know. I was born in 1991. That was the year that those people died at that basketball game, and they was all trying to get out the exit at the same time. Well, that's what I'm saying. When people sell their stocks and shit, that caused a crash. Just like everybody fucking panicking and running for the exit of a movie theater at one time. But the first lesson I want to teach you is selling when you are scared is usually a mistake. Do y'all hear me? Selling when you are scared is usually more than likely a mistake, because the market almost always, I know almost always is a crazy two words to put together, almost always calm down. Okay? That's exactly what happened. The fear went away, and people who stayed calm made their money back and then some. Now, on the flip side of that, we're going to talk about greed, because some of y'all greedy as hell. The good mood. This shit is caused by one thing. This shit is caused by one thing and one thing only. AI right now. Right now, the greed is caused by AI. Artificial intelligence. Got a lot of people drooling at the mouth at how much money they can make. No, it's true. It's fucking true. All right. So this is, I mean, think about it. I know y'all have heard of Chat GPT, or they got computers that can think and talk. You know what I'm saying? That's AI. It's the biggest thing since the invention of the internet. Imagine if you knew about the internet before anybody else, right? You want to invest in it, right? Well, that's what's happened this year. We got a lot of big companies, Microsoft, Google, they started spending billions of dollars to build these super smart computers. And to build them, they needed computer chips, which are like the brains of the computer. The companies that make these brain chips saw their stock prices go up to the moon because everybody wanted to buy what they were selling. And this taught us the second lesson: follow the big money. Because when the richest companies in the world all start spending money on the same shit, you want to own the stocks that they selling. Matter of fact, you want to own the stocks that are selling that thing. Not that they selling. Excuse me. Please pardon what I said. I'm going to say that again. Follow the big money. When the richest motherfuckers in the world, they all at the same time spending money on the same thing, you want to own the same stocks that are selling that same thing. All right? It's a surprise winner this year that don't nobody talk about. And I want you to understand that. I want you to understand this because it's easy to miss. Though them super smart AI computers need electricity to run. Lots and lots of electricity. So much electricity that the regular power grid couldn't handle it. That meant that the boring ass old power companies, we call them utilities, the ones we pay our light bills and shit to, right? Those suddenly became very, very important because they are the only ones who could turn the lights on for AI. So while everybody watching the fancy technology stocks, the boring power companies quietly made a lot of money. And this teaches us a lesson number 3. Sometimes the boring shit is the best investment. Especially when the fancy shit, it's when the fancy shit rely on it. I'm also looking at MP. This is another one of those stocks. Didn't I just talk about it? Are y'all invested in it? Do you know why you should be? This is not financial advice, but I do need you to understand why MP is way more important than most of y'all realize. All right. This is one of the only companies in the United States producing rare earth materials. Rare earth materials are the elements that make modern technology even fucking possible. I wouldn't even be talking to you right now if it wasn't for rare earth minerals. Materials. The shit that come out the earth. Look like silver, look like you thought it was a rock. It's I'm talking about, don't give me the name of the ones on the periodic table because, you know, I gave you a whole 2-hour segue on them. But you know what? If that's what y'all want, we can, you know. I will nerd the fuck out. Again, but it started to sound like a chemistry class. It got down to about 3 people. I scared everybody to fuck off when I went to naming some rare earth minerals. Yeah, and what they use. They shit is at $60 a share right now, y'all. It was like 100 a couple months ago, I think. Trump said something about the news, and they fucking pumped. But yeah, this company is actually, they not actually rare in the Earth's crust. They are simply rarely found in concentrations large enough to be mined profitably. They can't make money off of this shit because it ain't really everywhere, so that's why they call it rare. Right? And rare earth elements are the hidden backbone of the whole clean energy global transition to that, right? And our advanced electronics that we use in like electronic vehicles, cell phones, fucking wind turbines, all types of shit. You hear me? Like the speakers in your phone, vibration motors in your cell phone, europium, terbium. Literally, these elements have unique light emitting properties. Phosphors. They are used to create the vibrant colors, red, green, and blue, that you're looking at in the screen right now. In flat screen TVs, computer monitors, and LED, they use some shit that came out the earth, ladies and gentlemen, to make your cell phone. Let's be very clear about it. I know some of y'all like, duh, but no, I'm serious. A lot of us don't fathom that. Like, you know, we don't really get it. This company is strategically critical and indispensable because of their unique magnetic, okay, properties that they mine. The luminescent properties that allow modern technology to be smaller, lighter, more powerful than ever before. And there is currently there ain't no known equal substitute for them in a lot of technology applications. Some countries in South America and in Africa selling themselves out to the Chinese, mining and greed. Dave Jenkins, don't get me started. Because for years, Dave, they was calling countries that we thought was third world countries. They was calling them third world countries, but they was mining shit out of these countries. They had us thinking that these countries was poor because they was showing us little kids with flies flying on their eyeballs and shit. And whole time, that country is super, super, super rich in rare earth, or, you know, rare earth minerals, or in, you know, precious metals, etc. You hear me? They wanted us to think they was poor, but they was they wanted the people to believe they was poor. They was over there mining they shit. So when they wake up, you know, if South America or Africa wake the fuck up and decide to sell some of it instead of letting somebody come over there and take it, Dave, whatever, you know, whatever. Let them. If I want to sell the rocks in my backyard, I can sell the rocks in my backyard. But what you're not gonna do is come over here and take my shit and try to tell me what I'm gonna do with it. Don't turn this into no revolution. But like I was saying, y'all want to fuck with MP because this is a very important company for the future. A lot of shit like fighter jets, missiles, robotics, data centers, the entire clean energy and AI hardware supply chain. Right now, China controls about 80 to 90% of the global rare earth market, which means that the United States is heavily dependent on another motherfucker for the metals that power everything from Tesla motors to military weapons. Do you hear me? Is it clicking yet? Is it clicking? I don't think it's clicking. Yes, I said MP, Antonio. I'm glad you asking. I know somebody. Yes, I did. I said MP. Where we at? We'll talk about SoFi and Oracle 2. We're going to talk about SoFi and Oracle 2. Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess I ain't got it, but yeah. Nonetheless, because we was talking about SPY, but nonetheless, MP is what you want to look at. Okay, pay attention to it. If you're not gonna get it, add it to your watch list. I ain't telling you what to do. This is not financial advice. I'm just letting you know right now how important it is. MP is basically America's answer to that dependency. We don't have to, because I told you, United States is dependent on another country for metals that power all the shit that we use, and we ain't going for that. The United States government considers rare earth independence a national security priority. And MP is the centerpiece of that strategy. They're expanding production, they upgrading processing capabilities, working with companies like General Motors, and they building a domestic supply. I'm talking about at the crib, Craig. They building this shit at the crib. That's at home, y'all, for those that don't know. Here, they building a supply chain that the United States absolutely needs as we are growing with AI, or as AI grows. Electric vehicle adoption is coming up, right? We all starting to like it. I ain't gonna say we all, but most of us starting to like electric vehicles and shit. And a lot of people are spending. We got defense spending more. I'm gonna say because they've been spending. So when you look at MP, don't treat it like some shit that's just like, oh, well, why should I buy it, or what is it, or don't act like that, ma'am. Talking about it's about to go down $10 more and shit. Okay, keep on playing this. You treat it like a strategic asset, dollar cost average. All right. When Washington started talking about securing supply chains, reducing dependence on China, boosting domestic manufacturing, and getting ready for war. Yeah. What is it good for? Looking at MP is one of the first companies positioned to benefit from that type of shit. So this the kind of stock that becomes more important every single year as technology advances, because of the United States want to stay competitive in electric vehicles, artificial intelligence hardware, quantum computing, national defense, and companies like AMP, they not just important, they are essential. Yes, Chris doing work. Dollar cost average is exactly what I mean. For those that don't know what that means, it just means buy some now and buy some again later on and buy some again later on and buy some again, whether it's up or down. You're going to buy a lot more when it's down, and you're going to buy a little bit when it's up, but you're going to be buying regardless. You're going to be ultimately strengthening your position. Okay? You will ultimately strengthen your position. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? Like I said, we got this. Like I said, we got this FOMC meeting tomorrow, so I wouldn't trade shit until after it. We want that shit to be over with. No questions? All right. For those that don't know, right? Y'all have been, I don't know how y'all got y'all portfolio divided up. Trump just proposed to reduce the EPA emissions, which will produce more gas vehicles again. Yeah, MP Materials Corp Class A. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, that is best advice to trade SPY, day trading. Chris doing work. We talking about portfolios right now and long-term investing, but as far as day trading, my best advice to somebody who's day trading SPY is to take profit at 15 to 20%. Learn what the VIX is and how to use it. And by VIX, I'm just talking about the volatility indexes, VIX. Learn how to use it. Also, cut your losses short. I mean, you can't just get the fuck out the trade. I really want to say 1% loss. You're day trading, or 5% loss, or just ride that bitch till the wheels fall off. If you got the money to do that, because you're day trading, you're fucking doing 0 days to expire. I'm assuming 0 DTE contracts. Yeah, my advice is to take profit at 15 to 20%. Just take fucking profit. Don't be greedy. You are picking up pennies in front of a steamroller when you do those 0 days to expire contracts. You just bought a bucket of melting ice cream, okay? And you need to eat as much of this shit as you can before it all melts. You actually just bought concert tickets to a concert that ends at 4 o'clock, and you just bought them from the dude standing in front of the fucking concert, right? The same day as the concert. Literally, you hear the party going, and you just bought the tickets, right? You're late to the party. Bull finally waking up. I seen that. You know, it had me sweating too. It had me sweating too. But I want to spend a little time building a brand new battle plan for, you know, you know, for like this is a hypothetical battle plan for your money, because the old rules of investing just shit don't work, man. We staring at the technology boom, right? We staring at the technology boom, an AI boom. And what we gonna do is introduce this new strategy. I like to call this shit the rocket in the rock. That's what I'm gonna call it, the rocket in the rock. And the idea is very simple. We're gonna bet heavily that AI is gonna change the world. That's the rocket. But we also going to protect ourselves in case shit go wrong. That's the rock. That's the hedge. I want to make sure, and this is for portfolio building. We trade, all I talk about is stock options. Y'all know me. I love stock options. We even trade futures on the side. But overall, I always encourage people to make sure that they have a solid financial foundation. I also help people get a trust. If you need a trust, if you need a will, I can help you get a will. If you need life insurance, I can help you get life insurance. People have had fucked up policies thinking that they already had that figured out. Oh, I already got life insurance. All right, let's go over it. Let's make sure you got the best policy possible, right? We go over it just to find out they don't, and that I can get them a better one for a cheaper price. Okay, more coverage for a cheaper price. And also, people don't have a trust or they don't have a will, and I help them get those things. I said that, but I just want to reiterate it, because this is what I do. I make sure that you have a solid financial foundation before you trade. Then you can trade stock options comfortably, right? So I call this the rocket in the rock. Right, we're gonna protect ourselves with the rock in case shit go wrong. We're gonna break down exactly what you need to buy to make this happen without confusing, without confusing yourself. So I'm gonna start with the exciting part, the rocket. Right, this is gonna be about 60% of your portfolio, and this is based on our speculation that AI is gonna be bigger than the internet, bigger than the iPhone, bigger than electricity, bigger than electricity. That's crazy, right? But here's the secret. You can't just buy the same old computer chip stocks that everybody else bought last year, because those are already expensive. So we need to buy the next layer of AI. We need to look at mid cap to low cap stocks too. And we also need to think of AI like a gold rush. First, the people selling shovels, right? The chip makers got rich. Not just the people that's digging for the gold. The shovel makers got rich. But now we need to find the people who are finding the gold. So the first strategic buy for our rocket is the software makers, specifically the companies that are putting AI into the boring programs businesses use every day. Imagine the company that makes software for lawyers, like LegalZoom or what's the word? It's a lot of them. Legal Shield, right? A lot of companies are incorporating AI into their business. Literally, we want to pay attention to that. Remember, during the gold rush, the shovel makers got rich first. Now we want to look at the people that's actually finding gold. Who's using AI? Who's making the softwares? If they add an AI that can write contracts in 5 seconds, every lawyer in the world gonna pay for that shit. So we are looking for a software as a service. We want to look for ETFs. Those are baskets of companies. We want to look for ETFs that sell software subscriptions, because these are the companies that will actually use the AI to make billions of dollars in the next 5 years. We need to buy stuff that make the AI physically work. I am not talking about computers. I'm talking about the plumbing of the future, which specifically means copper and energy. You see, AI data centers are huge, all right? Hot buildings, hot ass buildings that need a lot of water. They need millions of wires, millions of miles of wires, Massive air conditioners. And you cannot build wires without what? All y'all crackheads know. I ain't calling, I'm just playing, y'all. The reason why I said that was because where I grew up from, the crackheads used to break inside the houses and shit in the neighborhood, and they used to steal all the copper wiring. They used to steal all the copper out of the houses. I couldn't understand why until somebody explained it to me. Like, yeah, they're taking that copper and they are taking it to like a scrap metal company and shit and getting money for it. So I'm like, wait a minute, they done broke inside this house and stripped all the wiring out the house, and then yeah, bro, it's crazy. Talking about they still do, but no, I'm just saying. And they talking about pennies is not in circulation no more. So yeah, copper. This is the plumbing of the future. Copper and energy. AI data centers are big as fuck. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. It's a shortage of copper in the world right now. So if AI keep growing, that's why they getting them pennies out of it. They finna melt that shit down. No, I'm just playing. No, but for real though, it's a shortage of copper, they say, right? So if AI keep growing, the price of copper must go up. Ooh, that's a big one. Because guess how much room copper got to grow? Guess who can afford copper? Don't y'all act like y'all can't afford copper. Don't act like y'all can't afford silver. Silver is also one of those things that is super duper used in AI. That's what I need to talk about. Let me pull up this chart. Okay, I like silver ETFs. You know, we like copper ETFs. We like gold ETFs. You could trade copper futures. You could trade silver futures. You could trade, silver, copper, gold futures, right? Any of the metals. But when we talk about the AI boom, everybody focus on processors. Everybody want to fuck around and talk about the GPUs, the data centers, the cloud platforms, but nobody talk about the metals that make all of that even possible. Silver and copper. Silver is one of the most critical materials in the entire technology ecosystem because it's the most conductive metal on Earth. Silver. This shit, listen, gold, very expensive. Gold is already ran away from you. Silver is right there in front of you, and copper is like begging, calling your name. It's calling me, man. It's calling me. It's calling you like Pookie on New Jack City. Shango. Shango, I say. Guess how much it costs? Under 100. It's cheap though. I'm super serious. It's cheap. Every time you see a server blade, a semiconductor, a high-speed connection, you better think about silver. You got to think about silver. Silver does not have much more room to run. Nah, Jojo, I disagree. I disagree. Silver is playing a role somewhere. It's inside the switches, inside the circuitry, inside the sensors. AI demands faster processing, cleaner signals, better heat management, more efficient energy transfer. And guess what makes all that shit possible? Silver. As AI expands, chips become more advanced and data centers scale globally, silver demand is going to grow quietly in the background. And people think that silver is in abundance just because it's the easiest to get to. If silver is the brain signal of AI, copper is the blood flow. All right. Silver ain't gonna get the headline that Nvidia and AMD get, but it's just as important or essential to keeping this AI shit pumping. But yeah, Copper is what moves electricity across AI data centers. We got to keep literally copper is what's making this shit information go from one thing to another. All right, power grids, cooling systems, coppers and all this shit, high speed networking, the infrastructure that support the entire goddamn AI cluster that pull megawatts of power without massive amounts of copper. I'm talking about, when I say massive, I'm talking about a shit ton. Lithium, and maybe not so much. It's, they shine away from lithium, but no, I'm not saying don't invest in lithium at all. I'm just saying, there's a lot of room to grow for copper. There's a lot of room to grow for copper, and silver is a good investment as well. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't really want to speak on as far as lithium not being one or being one. Isabel, Isabel, cloud tech goddess, outdated resource. Yes, outdated resource. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, they finding ways to do it without using lithium. But yeah, where GPUs pull more energy than ever. We had Facebook. We had, was it Meta or Microsoft? One of them was talking about becoming an energy center. They just would say, "Fuck it, we just gonna produce electricity instead of buying electricity because we got too much shit that we building with, like just making too much. They need more electricity. They need more electricity." And even though Trump trying to get us back towards the gas cars and shit, like our electric vehicle production is rising. And the grid is being upgraded across the whole world. Copper demand is exploding because of all that shit I just named. And AI is not just a software revolution. It is a physical infrastructure revolution. A physical infrastructure revolution, like when we switch from riding horses to driving cars. That requires real materials. Like we went from writing letters to sending fucking emails. Every time a new data center is built, every time a new AI facility goes live, every high performance chip that get manufactured requires copper somewhere in the chain. And as AI grow, the world need more electrical capacity, more cooling systems, more wiring, more connections. And guess what that means? More crackheads. I'm just playing. It means more copper, y'all. It means more copper. So when you look at silver and copper in the context of an AI boom, you're not looking at side bitches. I'm sorry, you're not looking at side players. You're looking at the foundation. AI can only grow as fast as the world's ability to build, power, and connect the machines that run the shit. And without silver and copper, that growth will stop. If you want to understand long-term trends, if you want to understand trends, if you want to understand the materials that's going to quietly rise in importance, you need to look at the metals that the world cannot replace. AI needs energy. AI needs conductivity. AI needs wiring. AI needs chips. AI needs infrastructure. This silver and copper are the two metals that the two main metals that the entire system depend on. As a smart person, as a ones that are thinking 10 years ahead. But can you not see so far ahead? Bitch, I've been thinking about forever. Ooh, looking at, I'm serious though. I'm looking forward. Okay? We watching these metals closely because as the AI revolution accelerate, the demand for silver and copper will follow right behind it. Jojo said that's why pennies being eliminated, too expensive to mint and more valuable in technology than coin. Makes sense. Dude, you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. I got intrusive thoughts, Jojo. I got to let them out. There's a DJ in my head that just plays songs. So when I say shit, it'll play the song that relates to that. And sometimes I like to share that thought with y'all because the DJ, like just then it just said, "Hey DJ, what you playing my It just be playing shit. It just be playing it. And sometimes DMX, y'all gonna make me lose my mind, play off of the shit that people be saying in my comment section. So go there. But yeah, I was just pointing that out because I feel like a lot of people overlook copper. But yeah, this rocket slash rock strategy that I've been telling y'all about tonight is just because I'm overly excited about AI and where it's going in the future. But I also don't want to be overly invested in it. I do not want to over leverage, which is where the rock comes in at. Now, do you smell what the rock is? That was corny as fuck. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm from the 90s. We love The Rock. You couldn't tell us shit. I was really a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, but yeah, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, why do I call it The Rock? I'm talking about The Rock is because I want to fuck with consumer staples companies in my portfolio just in case AI don't boom for real. Consume bathroom. Look around your house. Toothpaste, toilet paper, laundry detergent, diapers. This the shit you buy every single week. Even if you lose your job, even if the stock market crashed to zero, you still gonna brush your teeth. So strategically, we want to buy the shit, right? We want to buy the stocks that the giant companies that make these products. Strategically, we want to buy the shit, right? We want to buy the stocks that the giant companies that make these products or ETFs. Consumer staples ETFs. So these stocks are not going to make you rich overnight like the rocket trades that I was just talking about, but they are going to pay you cash like dividends every 3 months or whatnot, every month, just for owning them. That cash going to save you if the AI rocket run out of fuel. You see what I'm saying? If we don't go to the moon. My favorite piece of the rock is real estate. But not buying a house to live in. I'm talking about we talking about like being a digital landlord, okay? Through REITs, okay? Real estate investment trusts. I want to look at apartment REITs. I want to look at medical office REITs. Why? Because this is, people always need a fucking place to sleep. Doctors always need an office. And owning shit like that is like owning a piece of 1,000 apartment buildings or collecting a tiny piece of rent from everyone. This is a hard asset, meaning it is real, it's physical, dirt and concrete, which is the best protection against a digital bubble bursting. You understand? If I want to say the AI is in a bubble, this is going to protect me from if the virtual world collapsed. Does this make sense? Put a W in the chat if you comprehend. Already straight, that's cool. But this is for my people that, I'm pretty sure some of y'all find this information helpful. I'm pretty sure not to over leverage and jump into that AI boom like that and get your head split in case it don't go how we want it to go. I can't just give you the rocket and not give you the rock. Yeah, because we talked about copper. We talked about silver. You feel me? Also in that rocket category is nuclear energy because wind and solar power are not strong enough to run these giant AI brains 24 hours a day. So a lot of them starting to buy nuclear power too. There's only so much land, a limited inventory, and there's only so much land, a limited inventory, so that makes it viable, right? But they talking about expanding and creating new cities and shit. Your boy, JoJo, your best friend, he talking about expanding, making new cities. AI can't just run off. It can't just run off wind and solar power. They also looking into uranium ETFs. We looking at companies that run nuclear power plants because these are the only ones who can feed the beast. These the only ones that can get that monkey off the off the AI shoulders. Yeah, the final piece that I forgot to tell y'all about my rocket strategy is something I call the robot workforce. Solar will never produce enough electricity to feed the electricity need. I think solar will, but we will never be able to. I ain't gonna say what we will never be able to do, but we haven't been able to tap into it, JoJo. We don't got the proper devices to generate solar energy like we really want to, for real, or like my ancestors did or whatnot. But yeah, the robot workforce, which is the industrial sector, all right, up until now, AI has just been text on a goddamn screen. But the next step is AI controlling machines in the real world. I want you to think of warehouses where boxes are moved by robots instead of you. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Imagine a factory where the cars are built by smart arms that never get tired. Or do they? They never get tired. This is called automation. And there are specific ETFs. They're single individuals companies, but I like, for the older people and younger people and all those in between, you don't got time to search through thousands of stocks and you just want to invest in a basket of stocks that basket is full of that specific thing. You want to go for ETFs. You want to look for robotics and automation ETFs. This is a strategy that I use to buy. This is a strategic buy because even if people stop using ChatGPT to write essays, factories will never stop wanting to build things cheaper and faster. So by owning the companies that build the robots, you are betting on the physical future of AI, not just the digital one. Because remember, even though AI is a digital thing, it still takes physical power plants, not power plants, but data centers. Okay, a physical data center. So I just wanted to make sure that we talked about that because I'm putting 60% into that of my portfolio into AI, into the into the rocket. Now the rock, which is 40, the other 40%, this is my hedge, which is just a fancy word for insurance. We have to ask the scary question, what if this shit is a bubble for real? What if it crashes like the dot-com bubble in the year 2000? Everybody wondering about this shit. Love beyond desire, what's happening? So if that happened, the technology stocks, they gonna fall. We need to own things that absolutely have nothing to fucking do with computers to hedge all of this shit that we putting into AI. Do you understand? Put a W in the chat if you understand and overstand that I'm telling you that you need to have some of your money into shit that don't got nothing to do with Bitcoin, crypto, computers. You need to make sure that you got some type of safety net by hedging all this shit. I'm not telling you don't go, I'm not telling you don't invest in AI. I'm not telling you don't invest in, cryptocurrencies. And I'm not telling you don't invest at all. What I'm telling you is pay attention to the shit that has absolutely nothing to do with computers. The first strategic buy that I want y'all to pay attention to right now is healthcare. So what's your top stocks that you got? Antonio, I'm going over them right now. For the hedging side of it, I want you to pay attention to healthcare. Ask yourself this. If the internet stopped working tomorrow, right? Will people still get sick? Will people still get sick? Duh. Yes. Yes. Will people still need surgery? Fuck yes. So we want to buy healthcare. We want to buy the healthcare stocks, healthcare ETFs, and specifically, with specificity, pharmaceutical companies. The ones that make medicine. We need that shit. Right? These companies make money no matter what the economy is doing. They are the ultimate rock. Rock, 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 rock. She is my rock. Rock with the Glock. Look at that. No, for real. This is the ultimate rock because human biology does not care about the stock market. It don't. This shit you gonna need to go to the doctor. The second part of the rock. No, I'm on the third part. We already talked about consumer staples. I done talked about the healthcare industry. I think I went over real estate. I done gave y'all my whole little strategy. So how you put this rocket and rock strategy into action, you do not dump all your money in at once. You use the long-lived method called dollar cost averaging, which sound complicated, but that just means you're going to buy a little bit every week. All right, you're going to buy a lot when it's down and you're going to buy a little bit when it's up, but either way you go, you're going to buy. Imagine you got $100 a week to invest. You put $60 in the rocket bucket. You put $40 in the rock bucket. Remember, I told you the rocket bucket got software companies, copper companies, nuclear and robotic companies, because we bet in the future it's big. And then you put $40 into the rock bucket. That got the medicine companies, the toothpaste companies, the landlord companies, all the shit I just told y'all about. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Looking at, so it's for entertainment purposes only too. This is to keep you safe. By doing this, if AI take over the world, your $60 going to grow to the moon. And if AI crashes, your $40 stays safe and pays you rent while you wait for the market to recover. This is how you sleep at night while still, gaining wealth or whatnot. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Does it? I know it makes sense, but I want to make sure that I'm getting through to you. I want to make sure that you know, first of all, like, we need the AI software, the companies that are actually using the supercomputers. All right, you got two great choices. You can go, if you want the big safe software companies, you can go Microsoft, you can go Oracle. You see what I'm saying? I'm not telling you what to get. I'm just giving you examples. I'm giving you hypotheticals, right? Hypotheticals. There's a copper miner ETF. It's called COPX. The robot workforce that I was telling you about, I like an ETF called BOTZ. The healthcare, I like one. Matter of fact, somebody in the comment section said UNH. I like UNH. I like HIMS, HIMS, if I'm not mistaken. I know it ain't no damn Z. But yeah, I like HIMS and I like UNH. And I also like Novo. Novo, under $50. HIMS, it should be still under $50 if it ain't went up. UNH got so much room to grow again back up. They took a beating. This year, UNH took a beating, like around spring and the summer. So yeah, I repeat, do not take all your savings and buy everything tomorrow morning. That is gambling. Dollar cost average. You're going to set it and forget it. You're going to look at your paycheck. This is not financial advice. How much money can you afford to lose access to every single week? Let's say it's $100 a week. Don't change this number based on the news. If the market crash, you invest $100. The market explode, you invest $100. That's dollar cost averaging. All right. That's dollar cost averaging. Instead of you day trading, and because 90% of call options and put options expire worthless. Did y'all know that 90% of those options expire worthless? When you buying a call or buying a put, somebody on the other side has a 90% chance of profit. The person that is selling you the calls and the puts has a 90% chance of profit. Most of the time they own the stock or they are buying the stock. The best time to sell puts instead of buying a put. Remember, you buy a put when you think the price of the stock is going down. Hold on, y'all. Because I don't think y'all get what I'm saying. Hold on. I got to get on my airplane. Let me get on my airplane because y'all got to hear me out. This for my high energy beings, right? You have to understand, overstand, and understand how this works. How this works. Why are we doing it this way? Why are we doing it this way? What is the purpose of us dollar cost averaging? What is why do we want to do it that way? Why can't I just put it all in at one time? Do y'all buy y'all stocks manually? Because you have emotions, the computers don't. You can go into your app and find a recurring investment button. All right. You can set this shit up to where it take out a certain amount and go into where it's supposed to go. Because a lot of people trade options and lose a lot of fucking money. Like I was saying, when you selling puts instead of buying puts, because remember, when you buy a put, you thinking that the price finna go down. When you buy a call, you thinking that the price finna go up. You call your friends up, you put the phone down. When a person is selling puts, however, okay, selling puts is a bullish strategy. You don't think the price is about to go down. And if it does go down to the strike price that you picked, you promising to buy those shares at that price. So you only want to sell puts on a stock that you actually want to buy. And so you get paid a premium. You get paid up front to wait to buy a stock at a cheaper price. The worst that could happen is the price goes to the stock, the stock goes to the price you wanted it to go to, and you got to cash out and buy that many. You bought one contract, you got to buy 100 shares at that price. You promised it when you sold a put at that strike price. When you selling a call, it's a bearish strategy. You don't think that the price is going to go up, so you selling calls to the dumbass people that think it's going to go up. So the magic of dollar cost averaging, when the market drop and everybody on TV is crying, your money automatically buy more shares because they are cheaper. You are buying stocks on sale. When the market get expensive, your money is gonna buy a little bit, so you don't overpay for shit. You naturally buy low and sell high without ever thinking about it when this happens. But if you don't do that, you could end up buying high and selling low, which is ass backwards. So what I gave y'all was my rocket and rock strategy, right? I gave y'all some tickers. I gave you the method. The only thing left you got to do is start. That's it. That's it. You gotta be willing to start. A lot of companies, I feel like the main company that I talked about tonight that should not be overlooked is MP. Like don't you dare look over MP. There's another company called Consensus Cloud Solutions. It's the quiet hero of the AI powered healthcare side of it. I want you to think about how the doctor office and the hospitals and pharmacies communicate. They still do this shit through an old ass, messy ass, fax, disorganized, digital, foul ass system. All right. They making some new ones. That's all I'm gonna say with the healthcare shit. I know a lot of people that's in healthcare, they already know what I'm talking about. AI is literally restructuring the way the healthcare industry is being ran. Another company is not a utility. It's a specialized supplier of nuclear fuel. It should not be overlooked because it is key to solving AI single biggest problem, the power. They having a problem with the power. The AI data centers of tomorrow need massive power. There's a company called LEU. Let me see if I got the ticker. I was talking about Amazon. Amazon looking good. Amazon looking good. That's a good dip. Oracle, that's a good dip. And it's it bottomed out at 185. So, you know, not even 6 months ago, Oracle gapped all the way up from 218 to 345, and you wasn't in it. You wasn't in it. You wasn't in it. Maybe you remember that day, but right now you have the opportunity. Right now, you have the opportunity to be right then again, okay? SoFi. Wonderful company. SoFi is a wonderful company. I don't even have to tell. A lot of people already know why SoFi is a strong buy, actually. It is. Can anybody tell me why? This is a company that is going to take over. Like, I think it's going to be bigger than Robinhood. I think SoFi going to be bigger than Robinhood. You should try trading stock options with my team. We trade live every day on Discord. Well, you should try trading stock options with my team too, Richie Vargas. We do the same as well. Maybe we can do some type of collab. If you're not a robot, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, you want to fuck with SoFi, this is pretty much, I like their business model. They coming with everything that you could think about when it comes to finances. They got some of everything you could think about when it comes to finances. I'm talking about you might be able to buy crypto, trade stocks, open an investment account, a Roth account, savings, checkings, all that shit on there. I like SoFi. Oh, yeah. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, AMH and some of these other companies that I was naming, especially the real estate investment trust. For those that don't know, like, you can real life be a landlord, a digital landlord. Okay? For those that don't know about REITs, you're going to make a lot of fucking money. You know, your money is going to make a lot of money. Okay? And that's not financial advice. You can do your own research on what a REIT is, a real estate investment trust. This is a company that owns income producing real estate, like apartments, data centers that we just talked about, warehouses, malls, hospitals. Do you want to own a piece of a hospital? Do you want to own a piece of a mall? Do you want to own shares of a company that own data centers? You get to invest. They collect rent, you get paid. That's as simple as that. Why the fuck and how the fuck are we able to do this? Because the government said if they pay investors 90% of their income, they don't got to pay corporate taxes. That is why REITs pay consistent dividends. So how do you make money with REITs? Two ways, dividends, and then you get paid from the price of the stock, the share price going up. If they property rise in value, the share price is going to grow. Thank you. We had 10K likes, man. I appreciate you for coming through here, y'all. And for those that's tapping the fuck out the screen, I'm so thankful for you to have you a part of my community. I appreciate you for the love and the support. Now, the type of REITs I just told y'all: industrial REITs, warehouses, Amazon fulfillment center. Okay, you can invest in REITs like that. Residential REITs, apartments. You can invest in healthcare, hospitals, retail centers like malls. And right now, with AI and the internet popping off how it's popping, and then we got a real estate shortage. So when the Fed cuts rates, when they cut the rates, the REITs usually go up, because the lower rates mean it's going to be cheaper borrowing, and that's going to equal more profit, and that's going to equal higher dividends. So this is good for anybody that want massive passive income. If you want exposure to real estate without actually having to buy a house, you need to fuck with REITs. That's they got monthly and quarterly dividends. A lot of y'all never got taught, about dividends correctly. Okay, so we don't know how we should be using it. We don't know how we should be investing in dividends. They didn't teach us this shit in school, and this is financial literacy 101. It's not really taught. You gotta pay for shit like this, or get your ass on YouTube and watch as many videos as possible, because we live in the age of information. A dividend is a portion of a company's profits paid directly to the shareholders. If the company wins, your ass do too. You get paid just for holding the stock. If the stock markets, we ain't gonna say if it go down, because shit, sometimes they pay you more just for holding the shit while they going down. This is the stock market version of passive income, though. Remember, I told you why companies pay dividends is to reward shareholders. You put the money in, the dividend pay you the money back. Companies that consistently pay dividends, they are usually stable, they are profitable and mature. I want you to think about JP Morgan, think about Coca-Cola, companies like Apple, an Apple stock a day, keep the brokenness away. I want you to think about Well, how dividends keep investors loyal because it turns stocks into income streams. So some of them pay monthly, some of them pay quarterly, some of them pay yearly. You can withdraw it or you can reinvest it. Okay. A lot of companies, they increase the payout over time. Your shares gonna stay the same, but your income keeps rising. Did you know that? Did you know that? Yeah, so your dividends automatically going to buy you more shares when you enter into the dividend reinvestment on whatever the fuck you trading on. They call it the drip, okay? And I ain't talking about the undrip. I'm talking about the drip, the dividend reinvestment program. The more you buy, your dividends gonna automatically buy you more shares. The more shares equals more dividends. The more dividends buy more shares. This compounding loop will slowly turn small investments into big wealth. It's the closest thing that you're gonna have to set it and forget it and start building wealth for real. Any questions? Any questions? Huh? Any questions? What about stocks like TSLY? And CONY, these are like what I like to call poor man stocks. Not in a bad way, just maybe you can't afford to pay a fucking $1,000 for a contract on Tesla or $500 for one contract on Tesla. You shoot down a TSLY, or I think that's 2 times leveraged ETF. Bull, like, oh my goodness, they went crazy with all them type of damn positions this year. But yeah, nonetheless, it's cheaper. No, I didn't see Antonio's comment. Thank you so much, moderator. Let's see. How do you keep up with the taxes? They give you, you're going to get a tax form. You're going to get some shit at the end of the year, towards the end of the year. You will get taxed on your capital gains. So a lot of y'all been sitting on the sidelines. You ain't getting taxed on shit. Y'all been watching the markets move, watching AI explode, watching people around you build wealth while you stay in the same place. This is your wake-up call. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. I love you, but I'm talking about you. Yes, you. It's time for your ass to start investing. I done seen you in here a couple weeks and shit. You done came in here about, matter of fact, you've been coming in for months. It's time for you to start investing. For those who already been investing, hey, now. I ain't trying to give you FOMO, but I think it's time to lock the fuck in, because here's the truth. Ain't nobody gonna tell y'all but me. You don't get rich by waiting. You get rich by starting. Don't nobody, I know other people gonna tell y'all that too, but I'm just letting you know too. Don't nobody accidentally become wealthy. Nobody drift into financial freedom. My grandpa used to say, I wasn't gonna share it with you, but he used to say, you waiting on pie to fall out the sky. No, I ain't waiting on pie to fall out the sky. Every person you admire today had one thing in common. They took the first step before they felt ready. I need you to hear me clearly. The market does not reward perfection. It rewards participation. You don't need $1 million. You don't need $100,000. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to know everything. You just need to get in the game. Let me get this shit off the screen. I know y'all tired of looking at these squiggly lines. They like, nigga, we ain't even paying that shit no attention. You don't even know what you talking about. But yeah, we in the middle of the biggest technological shift of your lifetime. Your lifetime. You alive for this shit. You should be thankful and take advantage of the opportunity that you have. You got AI, energy, defense, infrastructure, data centers, robotics. Every major industry is transforming in real time. The companies leading this wave are growing faster than entire countries. I repeat, they are growing faster than entire countries. And every day you wait is a day you miss ownership in that future. You got a lot of people around you, fucking teenagers, becoming millionaires on the low end because they decided to buy a piece of shit coin Or you got people becoming millionaires because they decided to buy a piece of the future instead of wasting time scrolling, doubting, or waiting for the perfect moment that will never fucking come. I ain't telling you to buy shit coins or crypto or, I'm not telling you to buy nothing. I'm just letting you know you need to start investing. I'm not telling you what to invest in on TikTok because they be acting lame as hell. But I would love to do that, but TikTok be acting lame as hell. A lot of other people get on here and they'll tell you what you need to buy and shit like that, but I ain't on that. This is not financial advice. Maybe one day I get on here and give y'all financial advice. A little backstory, a little something y'all might not know about me. I'm actually studying to take my SIE, and I just passed my test, my life license test last week. So I'm licensed in the state of Indiana, but I had to do that to go for now I'm going for my Series 6 and 7. I'm gonna be a financial advisor, educate you on these things. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to sell you financial advice. I'm not here to manage your portfolio. I'm here to teach you what a portfolio is and how important it is to have one. Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. I passed it on the first try. But yeah, nonetheless, a voice in my head says so. Damn, I be mean as hell to myself. All right, look, right now we in the middle of the biggest shift of our lifetime, man. I'm telling y'all for real. You do not want to miss this. I'm not spreading FOMO. I just don't want you to miss out because a lot of people lie to themselves and be like, oh, I'm waiting on the perfect moment. Right now is the perfect moment. Because what happens if you don't start? What happens if you don't start? Nothing. Absolutely nothing changes. 5 years go by and you in the same position watching somebody else live the life that you wanted, not because they were smarter, but because they moved. They moved. They did something. You owe your future self more than that. You got to show up for yourself. Let me tell you something. You don't need to beat the market. You just need to be in the market. Do you hear me? Every small investment can grow into something real. Some people say, I can't afford. Man, your ass could have put $5 in that shit last week. Stop playing with yourself. Every dollar you invest becomes an employee that works for you. But how the fuck can your money be employed if it ain't deployed? You have to deploy it. You have to invest it. Every dollar you invest becomes an employee that works for you. I wrote a book on this shit. It's called How to Make Money Make Itself. The more employees the more employees you hire, the faster shit. It's called How to Make Money Make Itself. The more employees the more employees you hire, the faster your money gonna grow. Even while you sleep. Think about how many years you work for money. Now imagine flipping that and letting your money work for you. That shit right there starts today. Not when you feel ready. I'm gonna force you to do it. I'm telling you, it starts today. Not when everything's perfect. Not when the fear goes away. Today, right now. The people who win in life are the ones who take action when everyone else hesitates. The ones who say, I'm tired of watching. I want to own. The ones who decide to break the cycle. Yeah, build wealth. Y'all want to create a new story for your future and shit. This what you need to be doing is investing. So you not saving. Saving don't get you no fucking where. Saving is like sitting in a rocking chair all day. It's just something to do that ain't gonna get you nowhere. Actually, your money is losing value because of fucking inflation. It's not growing in value. So if you hear my voice right now, this is your sign. I know I said I was going to force you. I can't force you to do shit. I could lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. You need to get with me about opening an account, making the deposits, buying the first share, starting the plan, taking the step, learning, teaching yourself how to trade options or futures or whatever it is you choose, because you're going to look back on this moment one day, not with regret, but with pride, knowing that this was the moment you stopped wishing and started building. So you should invest now. Your future is calling. It's the reason why the algorithm put me on your For You page. Hit the follow button if you're new here. I always talk, and I'm not one of those people that often stop to tell y'all to hit the follow button, right? I used to, but I get tired of it. So do me a solid and hit the follow button if y'all haven't already. If you learned anything in the live tonight, hit the follow button for me. Let me see. Love you doing so much in the live. I can't even read no comments if anybody's saying something. That's crazy. That's super duper support. Thank you. I hope your ass ready to invest too, love. I ain't playing with you. About the REITs, didn't know anything about. I asked ChatGPT, you have to start investing, brother. I can't stress it enough, man. Start, man. Start, and don't stop. And set that motherfucker on recurring investment to where it's just doing it automatically when you ain't paying it no attention. Keep generating income, and that income gonna be generating income for you. Finally. Roxy, thank you. Man, thanks about the REIT. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But don't forget either, Antonio, copper and how important copper and silver is to AI. Just and pay attention to that whole Netflix thing. Like everything we talked about tonight was just I'm glad I got to go over it all. It's 1 o'clock. I think I actually started the live at 11. So I should keep going live. Break my limit, but what the fuck else can I talk about after I just talked about all that shit that I just talked about for 2 hours? What else can I say? And I speak from the heart and I use my diaphragm and shit, so I'll be ready to cut the live off and drink a gallon of water. Dang, I missed the whole live. Yeah, you pretty much did, but guess what? I'm going to put today's live on YouTube. I'm going to put the replay on YouTube so you could just easily watch the beginning half. You feel me? And you can get to it by clicking on the link in my bio. Hit the link tree in my bio. And you can reach out to me. All of y'all more than welcome to inbox me. Just say, hey, here's my number. Call me at this time. I'm interested in learning more and continuing to learn. I'll also do free policy reviews for the entire month of December. If you have a life insurance policy that you want to go over and make sure that you got the best possible policy, or see if I can get you a bigger policy for a cheaper amount. I want you to save money. Also, if you have a business, I can help you get a trust. Let's put that shit in a trust. Let's put your car in a trust. Let's put your shit in a trust to make sure creditors and whatnot don't come for it. Let's make sure your children ain't got to deal with probate if something was to happen. Let's build your estate. Inbox me. I can help you save money on your car. Let's build your estate. Inbox me. I can help you save money on your car insurance. This shit is big. This going into 2026, I just equipped myself with the ability to help people in all aspects of finance. That's what it's all about. Even credit repair. I ain't tell y'all I'm celebrating the fact that I just hit 742 on my credit score. And that's coming from somebody who had a 5. Credit scores don't fucking matter, but y'all know how they treat us about that dumbass credit score. So I'm using it for something. Once I climbed out of debt, okay? I climbed out of a fucked up credit score, and I'm happy to show people how I did that as well. Also, how to get access to a business line of credit. A lot of us don't realize that we can use lines of credit to help us. Not the kind that you use to go buy liabilities. I'm talking about the kind that you use to buy assets. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. Y'all know that. Right? We know that. So you got these ideas, these business ideas or endeavors that you don't got the money to do. You can easily get access to funding for that shit. It's just unknown and not really talked about, but it's all out there now. You can actually get on YouTube and chat GPT this shit and it'll give you all the answers, Sway. Sometimes people need somebody to hold their hand and walk them through it, though. And it's my specialty. It's my pleasure. That's what I do. So inbox me. Of course, the best time to call you, your number, and your email if you would like information as well to be sent to your email address about all of these products. But I got you about the will or the trust, especially the will. Some of y'all got children and you don't have a will set up. So if something happens, your kids gonna be arguing over your shit, or your family members or whatever, however the case may go. You don't want to deal with it. So I'm not here to, sell you anything. I'm here to help you with these things because they're all dealing with wealth building and making sure that you have a solid financial foundation in order for you to trade comfortably. Because how the fuck can you trade comfortably when you using the money that you should be paying off your debt with? You using the money that you need to pay your mortgage, that you need to pay your car note, that you need to buy. I don't know what the fuck you need to do with it, but you don't need to be trading with money that you need. We're here to get you together. And there you can allocate a certain amount to building a portfolio, and you can work your way up to a certain point where you actually able to do this shit from a position of being financially free because you are generating more income than you are expenses. You are expenses. Your assets are generating more income than you have liabilities. I don't give a fuck if your monthly expenses and liabilities equals a little $3,000 a month. Oh man, what did I do? Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results for 10 minutes due to low visual quality, static imagery, and does not meet our For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. TikTok almost told you something. I almost told TikTok something. That notice just popped up on my screen, y'all. I'm like, y'all be letting people do whatever they want on this app. Then as soon as somebody get on here with I ain't gonna complain though. They chopping me up. Y'all got my link. It's in my bio. I'm about to get off here. Maybe I've been on here too long. Whatever. Hit the follow button. If you new here, hit the follow button so I can bump into you again. Yeah, they want him moving in the picture for sure. Hit the follow button though. It's all good. I ain't tripping. Yeah, and join the community though. I love to see more from y'all and hear more from y'all, help y'all out, and see y'all on y'all journey. It's been a long show. It's Wednesday now, December the 10th, 1:06 a.m. where I am. So we're gonna make Wednesday. We're gonna make today a better day than yesterday. We're gonna make it twice as good as yesterday and half as good as tomorrow. Blank Space asked the question. What was the question? You got to stop liking the live, love. Blank Space, I'm gonna give you free access you're gonna get a free trial. I'll let you get a free 7-day free trial. Just hit the link in the bio and join the community. I also got a live seminar coming up. I had in January, I got one in February. We coming to Texas, we coming to Georgia, Virginia. I'm going to Jersey like in June. These is already booked dates. I'm working on a webinar so that you guys don't have to leave the comfort of your home. So if you're interested in being a part of the webinar, please feel free to join the wait list. That is also in the link in my bio. I'm going to get up out of here before TikTok kick me off, y'all. Appreciate y'all for the love and the support. I hope y'all learned something. Can y'all do me a favor and drop a W in the chat if you learned anything or found any other information valuable tonight? Just do that for me and engage. It helps me with engagement. I got 17,000 likes. I got followers and stuff. And all of y'all commented on the video, so that let TikTok know. Okay. Please, thank you, y'all. I appreciate everybody that went ahead and did it. For those that haven't done it already, you can even put a middle finger emoji in that motherfucker. Say, fuck you, Coach Price. You feel me? Thank you. I appreciate that. Nah, you the best, Roxy. You the best. Roxy, I was just in Chicago, too. I couldn't find you. That's what I'm talking about, Antonio. Good looking out, man. Good looking out. Can you explain news again? What do you mean, can I explain news again? How about, nah. You can, listen, do me a favor. I'm going to put the entire replay on YouTube. I promise you, like, give it about 30 minutes after I get off the live stream, and you can just watch it over. Like, you know, not tonight, maybe, I don't care, but just watch it over. Very valuable information. Very valuable information. You can subscribe to me on YouTube by clicking on the link in my bio. Ironworth Trading. If you can't find it, just check out the link in my bio, Sonny. right, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night.